Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look again on the Forex markets. Well, today we briefly take a look at euro currency and maybe at Australian dollar, just because on the euro currencies you can see not many things to a discussion. So in general, I would say that overall technical performance looks very nice. So it's very choppy and slow downward action, which carries real features of the retracement, which is very good for bullish context that we have. But I really worry that this might be some sign of the indecision, because currently markets are confused. So just within the recent couple of weeks, there was clear signal, clear order to treat the Omicron as a very dangerous and transmission variant, and that was a signal to massive panic. And it was a clear signal that we would like pandemic to last. So we need the pandemic, we need to reach our geopolitical targets, some domestic targets that stand as in the United States and across to Europe. And it is too early to close the pandemic, so we need it. That was the signal that was sent within the previous 2 weeks. So borders were closing, vaccination should be accelerated. So now Boris Johnson talks not about the one injection in half of the year, but now it should be one in the 3 months, or 2 times oftener. So all the atmosphere is becoming a bit more tension around this subject. But occasionally, this week, and by the end of the recent week, we heard the information that probably Omicron could become the natural immunity, since it is relatively light, so people could heal in the shape of the just ordinary flu without any big bad consequences for a body. So and it might be really very helpful in general. This is quite different information, and currently markets are a bit confused. This makes them stand a bit worried, because something should happen. So it should be some another signal concerning this overall pandemic or something. It is too contradictory information, and they're just worried that something bad could follow in the nearest time. By looking at the back, how usually situation was developing here, and these expectations are really not in vain. So indeed, something new could be invented that should keep markets under the pressure. And I'm also worried that it really could happen, because recent information on Omicron tells that it's not as dangerous as other variants. So, but this is only the half of the picture. The second half is actually, we've got a lot of important numbers this week. So today we get gross domestic product in the European Union, and in general this week we'll get a lot of information on inflation in Germany, which is very important. On Friday we've got the CPI in the United States. That's extremely important. And next week we'll get the double meeting. So it will be European Central Bank and Fed Reserve. So maybe on the background of these events and common events, investors also do not want to take some big positions and prefer to just wait and see what will happen, because a lot of uncertainty. So currently we could describe the situation as mostly uncertain. And today's Biden is talking to the Putin as well. So anyway, on the lower time frame, speaking with the technical picture that we have, everything goes well. So take a look on the 4 time frame chart. Very gradual, slow action back to the 618 support. And I would say that here is actually we have no options. So bullish scenario has to start right from here, or it just will not start at all. So because market stands at the point that technical picture naturally suggests that upward direction should start. If market will keep creeping lower back to the lows, it's more signs that it will be some downside breakout. Because currently, as you can see, it's very harmonic action. We have this occasional grabber still valid, some minor retracement, very choppy and sloppy. So this suggests that, well, this at least corresponds to the idea of the hand and shoulders, where here is the bull should control the market, bearish pressure is decreasing, and that's why this mostly stands in favor of possible upward action. So if you would like to take the long position, you haven't taken it in the last week, where we discussed the COP, if you remember. Here's you could do this. Actually, currently you have the very, very big advantage that you could place very tight stops, so your risk will be very small compared to any other point wherever you would like to buy in the current circumstances. In the current situation, I think that you could place stop even below the 618, or if you would like to get more protection, maybe below the grabber. So that will be enough. This combination, of course, doesn't guarantee you that you definitely will get the profit, but at least it will be minimum risk if market will fail and keep going lower. So for the bears, if you would like to go short, this is your task, to wait for a failure of this pattern. The market should creep in lower, maybe some events will be, maybe something will be told in nearest time. So once you see the signs of the failure of the hand shoulders, that will be a bearish sign and suggest the possible drop down. So that's actually all that we have on euro currency. Currently, we have no options but just to wait. Here's the same. So you can see market once hit the COP, this time confirmed again this area, and now showing some pullback. Of course, currently we can't say that this is the starting of the reversal because overall action stands very small, very slow. But at least market is calling around the area where theoretically this should happen. By taking a look at the other currencies, the one thing that we could keep an eye on as well is, for example, an Australian dollar. We have great thrust down. So we already have talked about this. And in the nearest time, it might be bread and butter sell. So if once market will show some bounce retracement to the 72 area, this will be a good chance for considering taking the short position, because let's take a look, this will be previous natural resistance once again, and also fib level here. Currently bounce stands due weekly support. So if we'll take a look at the weekly chart, you can see that market tested 1750 major weekly fib support, and it shows some minor bounce here. But since we expect further downward continuation in an extended period of time, so appearing of the bread and butter here looks more reasonable rather than some bullish reversal pattern. The same thrust we have on the New Zealand dollar as well. So that's also potentially the patterns that might be formed in this week. Also, we'll keep an eye on it. So that's, guys, actually all that we could offer you right now.